Hello everyone, this is D-Star and I'm joined here by Hark. Just wanted to give you guys an update on TPM. We haven't done a devlog in a while, so start things off. I figured we'd talk about some of the features we put in place. Last video we were talking about the Discord integration, mod tools, and void voting rules, which have all gone in. We've also completed the map voting feature and added search functionality to the site, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. So things are coming along pretty well. Next things coming up. Right now I'm working on the persistent queue for the site, which is this, really it's just intended to fix some bugs that, just technical debt built up from a poorly implemented queue system. So we're gonna be implementing a persistent queue, which it's a little bit different of a system. It might come with some problems because the biggest change is going to be that players are responsible for leaving the queue themselves instead of having to close the tab to leave the queue. Might have to feel that out and figure out if we want to stick with that idea or not. It's a bit of a huge change that mostly affects the back end and really shouldn't change a whole lot for the end user, but yeah, the manual unqueuing is probably going to be the most noticeable change. Um, Other than that, we've got an elo decay system, we've got group chat kicks coming in, and we've got a testing queue coming in, which Hark is working on, so I'll let him talk about those features.
Yeah, so the first most important thing that everyone will need to be aware of is we are implementing a system where if you type in the group, you're going to get kicked. And we've had a few complaints and with people talking in the group, disrupting games. And so luckily, if you're spectating already and you type in the group, you'll still continue to spectate, but you are going to get kicked if you type. I think that's self-explanatory. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is our elo decay. This is another thing that our top 20 players will have to be aware of in the coming weeks. When we finally implement this, what's going to happen is players that are in the top 10 are going to have to play 10 games in the past week. And if they don't have 10 games played, they're going to decay 100 elo. And if players in the top 20, so spots 11 through 20, they'll need 5 games played in the last week. And if they don't have 5 games played in the last week, every day it'll take off 50 elo until you're off of until you're no longer occupying that leaderboard spot. This is to prevent camping. We really would like to see players using the site. We don't want the goal to just be to kind of rest at the top. I'm guilty of this myself, and I think it's important to encourage people to play. So we're going to have that in. And the third thing I'd like to talk about is something that a lot of people are probably aware of in the map testing area of TPM is the testing queue. And the testing queue has been a bit slow to come up, but it is completed. We want to have a queue for new maps to be played without worry of elo loss or, with the goal of getting criticism for the maps. It'd be nice to have a queue. We've had a few people say, I like this map, but I want to see how it's played. And so we think this would be a great way to also fulfill that side of the community who gets on a little earlier. We were thinking of maybe starting the queue an hour or two before. And if you want to test some maps and come online, not worry about your elo, have a chill time. This would be great to satisfy both of those sides of the community. And so that'll be coming soon as well.
Awesome, thank you. So that's a lot of stuff that's going on. So hopefully, a lot of this is in progress and pretty close to being wrapped up. So hopefully it won't be too long. But after that, the next big thing we're going to be working on is the replay system, which we've been talking about a bit. So they've got this cool Tag Pro VCR script that records all the events that happen in the game, and you can plug them into a viewer and see a replay of that match. So we're just hoping to make it so that the bot that hosts the TPM games is running that script. And then we're going to take that JSON file that gets produced from the VCR script and just host that on our site for people to download for a certain amount of time. Whether that's a day or a couple of days, who knows, depends on how large those files are and how much space we can afford to put up on the servers. But there will be, an availability to download a replay of every single match played on TPM, which I think is much needed. awesome feature for both players, moderators, everything. It seems like a no-brainer to add to the site. So that'll hopefully be coming within a month, I would say. Um, we're also looking at a little change to the QMIS system. Someone suggested going by QMIS percentage instead of just flat QMISs, which I think would be a cool thing to add. So that shouldn't take too long, but we'll see when we get to that. And then the last thing is a bit unfortunate, but we've had a ton of changes that we keep thinking of that we want to make to the site. And as these things pile up, we keep thinking that this 37-day countdown that we've got for before season 2 is coming up a little bit too quickly. So I do think we're going to end up pushing that back. I don't think we're going to be rolling out a new season just yet. So I don't know. We'll have to come up with an official roadmap, I guess, is our next step in that regard. But hopefully by the time we roll out the next devlog, you'll know exactly when season 2 is coming, and we can start generating some hype for that and the changes that are kind of going to come along with that release. And the only other thing besides that is small little side note is our GitHub repository has been up for a year, so it's been a year of coding on this iteration of TPM, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's been amazing to see where it's gotten. Honestly, I'm amazed that it's been what it is, and I'm hoping we can continue for another year. So pretty hyped with that. Anything else you want to add, Hark?
No, that's it. We've got a couple other smaller things, we're always working on stuff, whether it looks like it or not. We're adding small things to the site. We got a search bar, you hide your email in your profile, little things you might not notice, but
Yep.
Yeah, we're always working hard. We just want you guys to know that.
Yeah, and we appreciate all your guys' support that encourage us to keep that drive going, because
Yep.
it can be hard to find the motivation sometimes, and seeing you guys use the site, obviously the Patreon donors, if you want to support the site financially, we have a Patreon that you can donate to. Every way, the memes, anything, just activity in general on the Discord, all of it. It's just it
Yeah, we
keeps
love
us
it.
going. So thank you all. Really appreciate it.
For okay, then, the father behind every innovative idea that's ever come across Tag for I don't know.